Hello everyone, welcome to the fifth video of my video diary, a series on life as an Oxford student, an average mathematics Oxford student. And today is the Sunday of week 4, so of course I'll be going over what happened in week 4, in my life at least. And if you haven't seen my last video, please go check it out. This channel needs all the support it can get. And but what I talked about this briefly in my last video. Week 4 is an even week. I have a lot less interaction hour. On even weeks, I was supposed to only have 3 hours of tutorial. It kind of got stretched closer to 5, but I was supposed to be 3. And so first, I want to have a shout out to my analysis tut. She's really nice. She really helped me. Like I emailed her some questions after our tutorial, and she was well, I wouldn't say quick to respond, but she did respond, and which I think is which is very nice. I think I've talked to a lot of my friends here. It doesn't happen all the time. Tutors don't always help you outside of tutorial time, I should say. But she did help me, and I think that was very useful. Like I asked her a question. One of the question I had was, if in a R squared plane, if you have like a collection of mutually disjoint disks, can you show that this collection is at most countably infinite? And I think intuitively you can see that this is certainly true. My intuitive solution was like you can sort of move all the disks in so that it fits in like a grid. And then you can then basically form a simple bijection to n cross n, which also bijects to n. So there you go. You have you can show that it is countable, but obviously this is not very rigorous. What she told me is like basically each disk will contain one rational number. Well, not one, but it will contain at least one unique rational number. This is something you can prove very easily. Like between any range, between any range of real numbers, there exists at least one rational number. So this way, you can form a bijection between the rational numbers and the collection of disks, which then obviously bijects to the natural numbers, and therefore you can show that it is countable. Anyway, so that is, I think my tutors are very nice. Also, my calculus calculus and geometry tut is also very nice. She worked overtime. Like we were supposed to have a 2-hour tut, it got stretched to 3.5 hours because she went over she went over our sheets in detail. And also she taught us this like other notation that is outside of the syllabus, which I think is very helpful. It's a Levi-Civita notation. For people who is preparing for, let's say, a linear algebra course, I highly recommend you check it out. So that doesn't conclude the academic stuff, but I will save the rest of the academic stuff till the end for a good reason. I will move on to talk about this volleyball match that we had this week. We had a match against Imperial, and it was quite an experience. So first of all, I played with a slight injury. I twisted my ankle on Sunday. So I had like about this thick layer of tape wrapped around my ankle to allow me to play. But I really wanted to play because, Imperial, right? They're the, as we say, the Cambridge of STEM. We have to destroy them. We spoiler alert, we didn't. We lost. But I'm quite happy with what happened. Personally, I got lots of playtime, which I think is pretty cool. I'm a fresher. I'm one out of 3 middle players. You need 2 middle at a time, and I was the one that, let's say, played most of the the whole time, right? And then the other 2 middle kind of swapped, which made me feel pretty good. Even though I think honestly they're just as good as I am, if not better. But I'm glad that the coach, let's say, relied on me. And I was happy with my serves in the sense that I got pretty much all my serves in, except for like the first serve I did. Um, Although the quality isn't very consistent, some of them were I floated them very well to like drop as soon as they cross the net. Some of them weren't quite as good. I was also pretty happy with my like I played the back row for like half a rotation, but I was quite happy with how I did. Like I think perhaps if as time goes on in future years, I could talk to my coach, see if I could move into something like outside where I could play the back row as well. Because I think I have decent fundamentals and I'm pretty quick to like dive to the floor and stuff. Also, this game I think was the first time where I think my blocking quality went from like basically non-existent to actually semi-decent. But a lot of that was because Imperial, compared to the teams that we played against, is quite weak in the sense that they're setter instead of setting like short and very fast ones. Um, Most of the sets were like long and gave me plenty of time to like move in to block. I don't know if I will be able to continue to block at the same quality, but it's still nice. So what happened overall in the game was essentially we were down 2-0. The first two sets, at least the first set, we just played miserably bad. I think we lost like 7 points on just serves, missed serves. So we lost the first set, like just completely got destroyed. Second set, we got destroyed in the beginning. We almost came back, but we lost. And then third game, we also started like 3-9. So it wasn't looking good. But then we managed to pull through, win the third set, and then we won the fourth set, and then we lost in the fifth one. We kind of choked in the end. Well, the thing is, it's almost a perfect comeback story, so it's quite a bittersweet ending. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. The only thing is, it just feels like we could have it was just like I was pretty sure we are gonna lose the fifth set because fifth set is play till 15 instead of 25, and let's just say what I've noticed in our team is that like we play some amazing volleyball in the last 10 points of the set. The first 10 to 15 points, however, it's just takes so long for us to warm up and to like actually play properly. And this is not like the first set. No. This is every set. Every set, the first 15 points, we were always down. And if we can like stop doing that, I think we would be a much better team. So yeah, volleyball game, bittersweet ending, not too bad. So now back to the academics. I was basically able to finish all my work in 2 days. Last week I did it in 3. This week I was able to cut it down to 2. I did 3 problem sheets on Monday and then 2 more on Tuesday. And I attribute my increase in productivity, slight increase, to this thing called deep work. Deep work, I will talk a little bit more about. So what is happening is I'm talking with a friend. We might start another channel where we discuss like productivity methods and like we explore productivity methods and then give like our analysis, our take on it. And deep work will probably be the first one if we do follow through with the plan. At this point, I can't really make a promise that this will happen, but if it doesn't, I will probably talk a little bit more about deep work in future videos. It is something worth checking out. But stay tuned for our second channel, I guess. And so overall, what is my overall opinion on week 4? I think week 4, we're basically halfway into the semester, into the term rather. And we're getting into, I feel like at least I am getting into a rhythm of things. Like I think it is like with all long-term projects, like going to university is the same with all long-term projects, right? At the beginning, there's like a hype phase, a excitement phase, where you're really excited about everything, all the possibilities, and then you kind of sink into a schedule, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? Now it's just time to like sit down and follow through with the schedule, get the most out of it. So yeah, I quite honestly, I did lose some excitement, but I'm still very optimistic. I've let's say bounced back. There was a phase where I was like, but now I've bounced back, and I think I'm ready to make the most out of my Oxford experience. And That'll be it for this week's video.